Hey you, how's it going? My name is Ruby Price and welcome to a week ago. I'm still in bed, but I've been awake for a while. Don't worry. Don't worry. Just been watching a YouTube video that I started last night before going to sleep. And again, this is another weird week that's coming up. Like last week was a week that, you know, as you'll have seen in the last week's a week ago, which goes live in 2 hours. Yeah, last week was a pretty bad week. And it was also a week that was spent mostly waiting around on things. And this is another week like that. I'm waiting on phone calls from, you know, Universal Credit, and I'm waiting on emails from HMRC, and I'm waiting on emails regarding podcast stuff. And, well, job applications as well. I forgot to even mention that one. Yeah, this week is starting off very, very similar. However, I do have a live stream tonight. My live streams I've started doing. Let's get on with the day, I guess. So, job listings checked, and most of them have closed. Despite being posted yesterday or the day before. So, I don't think I'm going to be, you know, getting a job anytime today. Convenient as that would be.
That would be great.
That would be really convenient.
That would be ideal.
Yeah. I like this live stream malarkey. It gives me something to actually, you know, get ready for. Otherwise I would have just probably spent the day in my pyjamas. I mean, granted, the first thing I did when I got out of bed was actually put on clothes. But, you know, I actually do my makeup and stuff when I'm live streaming. So far. There might be a lazy live stream at some point. Guess it all depends on how things are going. But, yeah, just waiting around now. Because the live stream starts in just over 2 hours. And I'm ready. I've just had some food. And yeah, just counting down until it starts. I'm hoping this one can be better than the first. And the first one was good. I just want it to, you know, go up rather than be like, alright, cool, you've stayed level. Because the fact is, you know, the better these are, the better they're gonna be for everybody involved, not just me. Yeah. So last time I did this, I made my tea, like, to drink during the stream way too early, so I finished it about 20 minutes in, and it had gone, like, what was left had gone cold about halfway through. So I'm holding off until, you know, later on. Got 15 minutes to go. I'm holding off until probably about like 5 minutes to go to make the tea. But I'm currently missing my moderator, because Beth currently has volunteered, well, I say volunteered, I volunteered Beth to moderate the chat of the live stream because, you know, if someone's being transphobic, or if, you know, things are being said or whatever, you know, I'd rather be focusing on the nice things. But yeah, I'm currently missing her, so I should probably go find her. She's probably asleep. She's always asleep. Hey chat moderator! Hurry up. Who's ready for a live stream? Right, I reckon it's time. And I clicked the wrong button.
Well done. It's a great start.
Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Ruubez episode 2, only on YouTube because I'm not sure my computer can handle Twitch. What's everybody drinking? Because I've got tea in my merch. Available on ruubez.redbubble.com. Thanks in awe of all. I do have nice bangs. I cut them myself because I can't afford a hair thing. I can't afford a haircut. But on that note, thank you very much to everybody that came along. The live stream's done. Thank you very much to everyone that came along and engaged with it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, you know, you'll come back to the next one, which will be 2 weeks from tonight. But yeah, no, really enjoyed it. Just a couple of things though. One, don't spam the comments. Like with the same message, there was, you know, someone who needed to be put on the timeout. And then interestingly never came back, but you know. And also 2, if it's a question that you're not prepared to say in front of other people, I'm coming! If it's a question that you're not prepared to say in front of other people, then it's not a question you should be asking me in the first place. So just another thing to think about. What? My hot chocolate's melting, is it?
Yeah. Look at it though.
It looks
melting.
cool.
I whipped the cream for you.
Do you might want to say that again?
I hand whipped the cream for you.
Oh, as if it's only Tuesday already. I woke up thinking, oh, it feels like a Thursday, and I was like, no, a week ago came out yesterday. It can't be a Thursday. I was like, shit. No. But yeah, today I've got a vinyl and a book arriving. Something I ordered months ago. Like, you know, I'm not irresponsible enough to be ordering vinyls and books in this current, you know, financial state that I'm in. But anyway, I'm going to stop going on about money. Yeah, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, Blossom, Deluxe Edition, 5 years on from the first, like, version. Pre-ordered the vinyl, signed. Pre-ordered the book that goes with it, signed. Because I had money at the time. It arrives today. So, I'm excited to see it. Oh, she's got a parcel. Okay, so this is the book. I can tell, because this is the vinyl. Oh, that's cool. It's got a signed plate alongside it. Oh no, no. That's cool. We're making some momentum. There we go. That's the thing, it takes forever to get it going, but once you've got it going. Ooh, and a download card. Most importantly, the CD version as well. Hell to the yeah. Oh no, I say most importantly. This is what's most important. The tab. That's cool. Let's get you open as well. Hell fucking yes. Other than live, this is how music is supposed to be listened to. And the second download card. Ooh, this one's pretty as well. It's black and orange. I'm very happy with that. It looks good. It should theoretically sound good. Yeah, and it's got the 3 new songs. I'll get it in eventually. Okay then, so who wants a download code? Go download it. One very happy purchaser. Complete set. So I'm currently about 2/3 of the way through tabbing out, you know, the songs in this book, and I've realised that there's one missing, which fortunately I already knew how to play, but it's annoying that it's not there. And a couple of hours later, I have finished tabbing out all the songs that are included, other than I Hate You, because I'd already done it. I did it back in 2018 when I covered I Hate You by Frank Carter, which, you know, I tabbed out before I did it because then it meant I could, you know, figure it out. But yeah, it seems that a lot of, like, there's, I'm in a Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes group, and it would appear that the management has been made aware of the lack of fangs, and I guess we'll find out what happens when we find out, if anything happens. So, yeah. So me and Ian have got the house to ourselves for at least a few hours, so we're having pasta and we're finishing season 8 of Game of Thrones, the rewatch. So yeah, America, do the right thing please, for once. Well, America, you don't seem to have elected a racist demagogue yet. I knew this was going to be close, but it's very close. I'm just gonna not look at it for the rest of the day because, well, until it's over. it's not a picture that I want to be looking at. Well, today I am doing an interview for Fresh on the Scene, and it's an exciting one. It's a very exciting interview. Potentially, at least, you know. It could be shit, but hopefully it won't be. Yeah, essentially, it's a big one. It was one of those things, like, I just found the press contact and was like, And then, you know, the worst that this person can say is no. So, you know, I did it, and they're like, cool, let's sort something out. So, yeah, I just need to sort out, like, well, I need to finalise my line of questioning, because I don't go into interviews with questions prepared unless I don't know the person at all. Like, I just don't think for the kind of podcast that Fresh on the Scene is, it works to, you know, have things written out. It helps to have, like, some bullet points, but not to actually have questions written down, because I like it to be more of a conversation. So, you know, if they say something, I'm not there thinking, okay, cool, this is my next question. I'm listening to what they're saying and then thinking, oh, but what about this? Or, you know, leading on to something else. So, yeah, testing my actual journalism reflexes rather than, you know, going for a procedural interview. That's why the Sun don't want me. Less than an hour to go until, like, this interview starts, and, you know, it's one of those things, if it was in the morning, it'd be over by now, and it'd be all done, and everything. There's so much build-up in an afternoon/evening thing, that, you know, so many things can go wrong during that, you know. I mean, granted, so many things can go wrong during a morning, like, slot of anything, but just the afternoon stuff, man, it gets to me. I'm all ready, I think. Got my notes. Got half an hour with my interviewee. Unsure about whether I'm gonna be, you know, releasing it this Friday or next Friday. So I'm being coy with names, but, you know, if I start talking about it, it's already come out. There is nothing more stressful than having a time-limited podcast, and there still being so much more you want to talk about in the end. But yeah, that was fun. I just did another interview. So, since I've just edited and uploaded and scheduled the podcast to go live this Friday, fuck being coy. The interview was with Frank Turner of Frank Turner and the Sleeping Souls, Mongol Horde, and what was the other one? Million Dead. That Frank Turner. Frank Turner, punk, folk, you know, acoustic. Frank Turner. And just to get you even more hyped, here's a snippet.
So it ended up being this hybrid, but I wasn't trying to make it a hybrid. I was just trying to make a folk and country record, but it just sort of bled through. And I think the thing is, like, you know, the older I get, the less I care about genre, you know? I mean, there's a time and a place for those discussions, but, like, in terms of writing music and making music, I don't want to be thinking about that while I'm doing that. I had quite a cool, like, moment of liberation on my fourth record. There's a song called One Foot Before the Other, and the thing with that is, like, I started writing it and it felt like a Million Dead song, my old band, and I instinctively kind of went, well, no, I can't do that. And then I went, well, why fucking not? You know, it's my music, I can do what I want. And also, like, Million Dead made 2 records and broke up years ago. Fuck it. And it was this kind of realization that I can do whatever I want musically, you know, it's just my name. And that's kind of fun, you know. So, like, these days, obviously, you know, an awful lot of my heart belongs to punk and hardcore, and I think that it's, no matter how much any of us try and get away from this, music that you fall in love with between the ages of, like, 16 and 25 will always be more meaningful to you than anything you hear afterwards, or at the very least you fall in love with a much higher quantity of music in that period of time, because you're at this, you know, emotionally formative and impressionable age.
So if you haven't gone and listened to my interview with Frank Turner, go and fucking listen to it. There's a link in the description. Fresh from the Scene. It's available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, Google Podcasts. You don't even need an account to listen if you want to listen to it on Audio Boom. As I've said, link in the description. Please just go and fucking listen to it, because I really enjoyed that, and, you know, I want my podcast to be doing well, which is understandable. But, like, I want people to hear the things that we talked about, because the things that we talked about were really fucking cool. So this is how I've spent most of today. I was asked to write an article about something and I wanted the comfort. This was me today, all day, with some Fallout 4 thrown in. Don't you just love the smell of cordite in the evening? I'm actually quite sad that, you know, bonfire night hasn't happened properly this year. It's always a highlight. As to whether it should be restricted to, you know, actual events or not, when it does happen, that's a different matter. I do love me a bonfire night. I do love me a bonfire. So last week, a week ago, I lied. I said we were gonna watch Halloween Havoc, but I was misunderstood, in the sense that I misunderstood the facts. I thought it was Halloween Havoc that night, which it was, but not for us British. We've got to watch it now, so that's what we're doing. I'm sorry I lied.
Instead of bonfire night.
Oh, instead of bonfire night, it's now Halloween again. Halloween 2, Havoc Boogaloo. Rhea Ripley won, and therefore it was a good Halloween Havoc as far as I'm concerned. Actually, it was a really good match. But, yeah. So 2 things. 1, the podcast with Frank Turner's gone live. I hope you've already listened to it, but if you haven't, do go and check it out. I really, really like this interview. I really, really like this episode of the podcast. And I think having the imposed time limit, as much as it was annoying and as much as it, meant that I couldn't ask all the things I wanted to ask, it meant that I asked the right questions that, created an interesting discussion to hear. Number 2, I wrote an article. I wrote an article yesterday, but it's been published today on Spotlight Pro. There's a link in the description. It's about the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix announcement by Formula 1, what it means for We Racers 1, and F1's current year-long campaign to end racism. And make F1 a sport that's a lot more equal for everybody. And how a race in Saudi Arabia doesn't do that. A race in Saudi Arabia does nothing to promote equality. But yeah, there's a link in the description. It's my first ever article published on a third-party site that wasn't published by me. The only other sites that I've written for would be Radio Hood, and I was in charge of that. So this means that someone else thinks that my writing is good. Let's see if I'm actually any good at this game anymore. Because mostly, I'm kind of bad at it, but I like it.
I was at the beginning, and now I feel like I fully let go of that fear, and I'm just happy and excited. I feel like
Well, it's the first weekend in this revitalised lockdown, so let's do what we were going to do anyway and, not do anything. It's the daytime. Stop.
Like, it's kind of like...
Well, I woke up trying not to be sick today. I think I had some bad food last night. But today it's the F1 Grid Talk podcast. I'm hosting it. We're previewing the Turkish Grand Prix, which happens this weekend. So if you're planning on watching it, I suggest you go and listen to the podcast if you weren't listening already. There is a tactically placed pride flag in the background because I'm planning on talking about the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. That topic that just keeps coming up this week. This weekend sees Formula 1 return to Istanbul Park for the Turkish Grand Prix, where Lewis Hamilton can win a record-equalling 7th World Championship should he finish on the top step on Sunday. After winning the last 3 races on the bounce, can anyone stop the potential champion-elect? Welcome to the Grid Talk podcast. Today we'll be previewing the Turkish Grand Prix. Hosting today will be me, Ruby Price, and joining me will be engineering student Owain Medford, broadcast journalist Louis Edwards, and F1 writer Gary Sloan. That was a good show. I enjoyed that. And now I'm going to have some breakfast at 20 to 2. So across the next week, I'm going to have a solid attempt at, working on video ideas. Hopefully making some videos as well. So yeah, videos and podcasts. I need to, sit down and I need to aim to have many things by the end of next week. So that would be nice. And other than that as well, I need to chase up universal credit about my situation because that's still up in the air. I need to keep applying for jobs. So yeah. So I've just been sat making sure that A Week Ago is all edited so that, when I'm finished it can all go ahead. And Beth was preparing for Christmas and listening to Christmas music, and I don't care how much you love Christmas, start of November's way too early. Common question, when is it acceptable to start listening to Christmas songs? Because as far as I'm concerned, the 1st of December is the only acceptable time to start listening to Christmas songs. Before that, completely unacceptable. That's just me. And on that note, I'm going to call this a week. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, do all that generic YouTube stuff, like, share, comment, subscribe, etc, etc. As always, I've been Ruby Price, and I'll see you a week ago. Adios. Bye.